Everybody wants to make money. Yes, I do. Let's talk about podcast monetization. This is like the sexy topic of podcasts. How do you make money with your podcast? Well, let's find out. Okay, so making money with your podcast is not as easy as one would think. You still have to put in a lot of work, but you can. There still is a way to make money with your podcast. So here are a few ways to monetize your podcast. So the first one is sponsorships. I work with a lot of podcasts that have sponsorships. And if you have a podcast that has got great content, that has been running for a bit, has a good listener base, you could get yourself a sponsor. So it's just easy to start reaching out to people in a realm that you think would be complimentary to your podcast and be like, hey, would you like to sponsor our podcast? You do have to put things together like a sponsorship pitch package and give your analytics, some of the different things about your podcast, some reviews, all that things, make it really great, and then start approaching your sponsors and tell them what they're going to get. Be like, you could either sponsor the pre-roll, the mid-roll, or the post-roll. You'll be on our website. They want to know the goodies they're going to get, and they want to know who's listening. So that's really important to include in your pack as well. We could do probably a whole video on how to create a pitch package as well. But for now, getting a sponsorship is great. And sometimes people don't realize too that you can get a sponsorship at an audience of 200. I know podcasters that do that. It might be a more mid-sized business, but you never know. You can reach out. It just, again, if those 200 people are listening all the time and they're really engaged, that is really good gold for somebody that wants to sponsor a podcast. So there might be a lot of worth in your podcast that you don't even know. So try getting a sponsor. The worst thing is they'll say no. Then you move on and find the next one. The next way to monetize your podcast, which I think a lot of people don't think about is monetization, is when you are getting clients. Yeah, I have podcasts that get clients from their podcast. That is monetization. It is, because somebody is now paying for your service that you chatted about on your podcast, and you're getting money from that. I say that's a win-win for everybody, and a lot of people discount that one. So if you're doing a podcast and you have a business tied to it and you're getting money in your pocket from that episode going back to your business because someone bought your service, that is monetization. Don't discount that. You're making money from the podcast. The next one that kind of goes with that, which again, other people don't think about, is if you have something to sell on your podcast. Obviously, don't make it like all salesy, like you have to buy this. Like, no. Like if you're working on a course or you have some merch or something, make sure that you add that in your podcast. You talk about it. You give the link so people can purchase it. That is a way to monetize your podcast. A lot of these different podcast platforms like Captivate or Transistor, when you do your podcast on there, they will also give you an option to have a private podcast as well, which is awesome. And so when you build up your communities that you have on your podcast and you want to offer them some little extras for listening, you could have a private podcast platform. And maybe that's where you put like really special guests that you were able to get that people want to hear about. Or maybe you even take like you have a larger interview that you don't want to put all that out there to your audience, but then you take some of that podcast and you put it on the private platform so people can get extra parts of that episode that no one else can get, especially if it's a really special guest. There's many ways to do it. You could offer them different information on the podcast that maybe people are really looking for. Like there's different ways to do it, but you have this private community that they will get to be part of if they pay a little subscription money towards. So that's good. You can still have your podcast out there and then say, hey, if you want to join the private group, and it doesn't have to just be a private podcast. It could also be just a private group. You know, Patreon does that type of stuff as well. And again, it's giving extras. It's kind of like a secret mailing list, all that stuff that you want to do, the ins and outs, kind of being like on one of those like celebrity mailing list almost. Yeah. The other one is, which I know a lot of people do, is listener support. So there's links out there like buy me a coffee, and you say, hey, I would love you to buy me a coffee, which isn't they're physically buying you coffee, which would be nice. They're giving you money towards your podcast. And again, you got to be upfront when you're going to use it and be like, when you're asking, be like, hey, I would love it if you supported our podcast, and you can use a link like buy me a coffee. Click on here because I make it really easy. And this will help us bring you great content like you're hearing now. Our podcast runs on support from you listeners. So we would love it if you could help us out, give us $1, $2, whatever it may be, to help continuing giving you this podcast. Obviously, be very nice about it. And you got to give them stuff in return and make sure that you're giving them value. Valuable podcast episodes. Affiliate marketing is another one. So you can look out there. There's different companies that do affiliate marketing, meaning that you can take their product, they will give you a special link that will give you money for promoting it, and you can talk about it on your podcast. Obviously, make sure that whatever you're doing, you read all the legalities to do with that and anything in the affiliate marketing. But a lot more podcasters are doing this. I know some podcasters do this. They'll be like, oh, well, if you use my affiliate link for this product, please do. Some of them have a different code. They'll give you like 10% off or whatever. Just look into it. That's a whole new world. Or you could just say, hey, I like using this product. Here's an affiliate link. Here you go. But again, just make sure that you're reading all the rules and regulations when it comes around that type of stuff. But affiliate marketing, I know a lot of people that do it, is a great way to promote products, and you get a little bit of cash back too. So if you have any questions for anything that I talked about in this video, please comment below, and I look forward to talking to you next time. And I know money is the topic everyone wants to talk about. Money is sexy. Anyways, talk to you soon. Please hit the bell for notifications, and please comment in the links below. Talk to you soon.